So I was going to save this answer for a future YouTube video where I explain the exceptions to the US copyright laws called fair use exceptions. But since you asked, I'm going to go ahead and do a solid and just try to explain it to you quickly. So just a quick little recap. Whenever you produce a piece of artwork, a video, photo, or write up something, you automatically in the United States are given a copyright. You don't even have to register it officially with the US Copyright Office to get the copyright. Now, what comes with the copyright? You have the right to share it, to distribute it, to sell it, to license it out. You have that exclusive right. Now, if someone wants to use your content, they have to ask permission, and if you charge them, pay the fee. Now, what happens is a lot of times on social media and in digital media, people will take other people's content, 100% of it without doing anything to it, take it on another platform, perhaps do a YouTube compilation channel, perhaps do a TikTok compilation channel, and they will grow a large audience because they're doing a service. They're compiling the best of the best on various different platforms, and they're doing it. The problem is that each time you do that, you are at risk of violating the copyrights. Now, here, they do allow some people in certain contexts to use people's intellectual property without getting permission in advance. Now, here are the few categories I'm explaining to you, and then I'm going to give you an example so you can see how you're supposed to do it the right way. So, for example, educational contents. On this channel, I educate. So, for example, in one of my recent videos, I talked about a 40-minute rant that Doja Cat did. So in order to educate you, I had to take a snippet of Doja Cat's rant to educate. Now, let's say I took her rant and I decided to make it part of a course that I'm going to then present to as part of a class. So that's scholarly research. So scholarship is another exception. So in that video that I do, when I had Doja Cat snippet, I critiqued it. I critiqued what happened in that video. I also gave commentary. So those are two more exceptions when you're going to use someone's content to critique or for commentary. Or let's say I'm a journalist as well, and I want to do an on-air segment of my local radio show, and I want to, or my radio TV show, and I want to play some of that. So for news reporting, you can do it. Or let's say I'm a TikToker and I'm going to do a parody and sort of take her words and split it around and show what's wrong with it by parodying it. So that's a sixth exception. The other thing that allows me to do it is the amount of work that I take. So instead of taking her 40-minute rant, I just use maybe 2 minutes of the total 40-minute rant. So for example, if I did a stitch and I took a few seconds of maybe 20 seconds or 10 seconds of her part of her video, and then afterwards I give my critique or my commentary or my response to it, that qualifies an exception. Or let's say I have a reaction channel. So it's a full 5-minute music video and I take a snippet of the 5-minute video. In each snippet, I give my reaction or my commentary. That falls within fair use. All of those different instances, I'm not stopping Doja Cat from making money. Now, here's what happens. People will take someone's 100% in their content. They don't do a stitch. They don't do a reaction. They do nothing to change it. And then they will perhaps put it on another channel. So let's say, for example, if this video does well, it gets 50,000 views and I get 100 comments, and I would like to make money from the YouTube partner program for those views. For example, someone who has maybe 1 million followers already sees my channel doing well, sees this video getting 50,000 views, 100 comments, say, hey, that's a really great video. And they take 100% of my video and they put it on their channel. And instead of getting 50,000 views like I did, they get 2 million views and they're monetized by YouTube. So that means they're getting paid for this video that I did originally without changing it, without any commentary. They just essentially just wholesale ripped off my video. Now they are essentially infringing on my rights, because the other element for copyright violation, that if you're going to use it for fair use, you cannot impact the ability for the original copyright owner to be able to get the benefits of their rights, like make money off of it. So the YouTube views that they're getting, those extra 2 million people didn't see it on my channel. They saw it on the channel of the copyright theft. And so the YouTube's going to pay them all the money that would have come to me had those people saw my video first. Also, let's say a brand sees that they get these 2 million views and a brand reaches out to them and say, hey, we'd like to sponsor your next YouTube video. Now they're getting brand opportunities from it. So whenever you see these compilation channels or anyone who's taking content for various different creators, every single creator of which they took 100% of their content and placed it on another platform as part of a compilation, as a part of the best of. Each individual content creator has the ability to file a claim, if it's American, for violation for a US copyright, where they can get about $20,000 or more per violation, and that's the risk you take when you do those types of channels, because you're not follow within fair use. Now, you would follow within fair use if with each of those videos you did something different, even if you transformed it by reactions or putting different graphics over it or doing something else differently, maybe even doing a voiceover. You have to change it, transformed in some way. It cannot be reused content. Those folks who do that, those compilation videos, when they build a huge channel based on that, when they want to apply to YouTube to be part of the ad share revenue program called the YouTube Partner Program, a lot of times those channels get denied, because when YouTube reviews it, and they review it manually, they'll see that a lot of content on there is reused content that belongs to other creators, and a lot of times those other creators have created those content without permission, and they put their videos on YouTube, on Shorts, on TikTok, on Reels, on other different platforms, and those creators have no idea that this person is reusing their content. And even if you tag them, that's not enough, especially if you didn't get permission in advance. Now, if you got permission in advance, yes, great. You can, if you tag them or not, when they're willing to say, okay, fine, we won't sue you, then great. But if by just tagging them without getting permission in advance and building up a brand, building up a channel, getting a lot of money from it, you're essentially at risk for potentially having your entire empire, your entire channel, everything that you've built fall down. So that is a copyright exception. So those are the fair use exceptions. Stitch, reactions, changing it up, cool. Get permission in advance, cool. If none of those is part of your equation or how you're doing it, then you don't fall within the fair use exception. So that's just something that you should know. I hope this is helpful for you. Share this with other fellow creators, and if you have a channel like that, or you know someone else has a channel or format and they're doing money, just let them know that it's at risk. They're not within the fair use exception unless they do those things that I mentioned early in this video. So okay, so I hope that's helpful for you. I'm going to be putting more videos. This is like my copyright series. I'll put more videos relating to what you can and cannot do, and if you have any questions, ask below and I'll answer to you. Okay, all right, there's your cat, and keep watching, keep scrolling, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put a playlist right here with other videos in this series. I'm going to maybe just do a special copyright series. Yeah, I'll make a copyright playlist, and you can see it up there if you're watching this on TikTok, or right here if you're watching this on YouTube. All right, talk to you soon.